Hello everyone, and welcome to episode number 14 of The Great Journey. So last time around, we managed to secure our place in Division 8. So we now got 2 games to get a win, or 2 draws to get to Division 7. But anyway, first team we come up against, 4411 League side, and I know how strong some of these players are. Like Lacazette, Braithwaite, and then Alessandrini. Those are some very, very good players on this game. And my fears are confirmed. Alessandrini is going to be running on the wing here. Piszczek was just so far up the pitch that I couldn't catch him. And he's going to head it in with Lacazette there to make it 1-0. But fortunately enough for us, our reply is going to come pretty quickly. We get it to Montage, who's going to shoot it in to make it 1-1. Montage has definitely not been as prolific as he was in my FIFA 14 journey. But anyway, Braithwaite is barely onside there, and he's going to make it 2-1. And then in the second half, he's just going to run through my entire defense there with Braithwaite, and he's going to make it 3-1. So things are not looking great for us right now. Pedro on the ball though, getting it to Benzema eventually. Just a little bit of 1-2 here. And Benzema getting pretty lucky there with a long touch. Still holding onto the ball. And he's going to get inside and slot it in with his left foot to make it 2-3. So we are now back into the game. But unfortunately for us, like I said, it's going to be on the ball. He's going to do some nice dribbling. The over-the-top through ball is picked up here eventually by Pastore, kind of ridiculously. And then he just smashes it into the top corner to make it 4-2. And then he's going to do the 1-2 here with Lacazette and Tauvan. And Tauvan is just going to sprint through. He's going to pass it across to Lacazette. And just look at the shenanigans that is going to be happening there. I just didn't know what to think, really. He made it 5-2, and unfortunately that is going to be how the game is going to end. This game felt very similar to a game I had in the last episode, where things was just not going my way in terms of bounces and whatnot in the penalty area. And as you can see from the upcoming match stats, I didn't have a lot of chances. I only had 3 shots on target. He had 9, but he did manage to score 5 goals out of that. So we now have 1 game to hopefully redeem ourselves. And I was looking at some new players for the squad, like Philipp Lahm and Boateng, because in this formation I felt like Khedira wasn't really doing the job very well. He's our only center defensive mid, and the fact that he sometimes pushes up too much leaves us very vulnerable when it comes to counterattacks. Anyway, 4-3-2-1 Serie A side. He's got Giovinco up top. He's got Ibarba up top. And he's got Mertens. A very, very quick front 3. A very dangerous front 3, I must say. And it definitely proved in this game. He's going to win the ball here. He's going to play through to Ibarbo, who's going to get that touch. And he's going to smash it in to make it 1-0, so things are not looking very good right now. And then only a couple of minutes later, Giovinco just falls in the box and he's going to pick up a penalty there. I just felt that Giovinco fell a little bit too easily there. But Mertens is going to step up and Mertens is going to make it 2-0. So things are definitely not looking up for us now. But Pedro is going to be on the ball on the wing. Pedro is going to sprint through and eventually getting you to an open Rodrigo, who's going to make it 1-2. So we are now back into the game, but some terrible clearances from me, and the ball just bounces to him again. And Strootman is going to make it 3-1. This is what I'm saying about the bounces just not going my way. But anyway, pretty much at the end of the game, Pedro is going to sprint through here, and Pedro is going to slot it in with his left foot to make it 2-3, but that is going to be how the game is going to end. So this means we don't get promoted to Division 7, which I'm very disappointing in. I was hoping I wouldn't struggle as much as I did here in Division 8, but at least we didn't get relegated. As you could see there, I had 8 shots on target, he had 5. He managed to put away the chances that he got, I just didn't. And after that game, I decided it's time to sell on a couple of our players. I wanted to play out the entire division, then sell on the players just so we could have a little bit more coins, because as I said earlier, I wanted to pick up a Philip Lahm and a Jerome Boateng, and there you can see some more players sold down. I wanted to sell on Lucas too, because he wasn't doing a whole lot now, and he was selling for a little bit over 10k. And eventually we do pick up a Jerome Boateng for I believe 35,000 coins. We pick up Carlos Vela for, is that the third time I think we picked him up? And then we pick up Philip Lahm, our new center defensive midfielder. Even though he's got high work rates and he is not as strong as Khedira is, he is quicker though, and he's got some great defending. I believe he's got 87 defending. And the fact that Khedira pushed up with medium-high work rates, I'm expecting Philip Lahm to also push up a little bit, but hopefully push down too. Anyway, first team we play in the Championship because I wanted to test out the squad. 4-1-2-1-2 BPL side. But he's got some players out of position. He's got Wanyama at centre back, Tiote at left back, and then Adam Johnson as his left mid. And after the first half, the score is 0-0, and I didn't have one shot on target. And then Welbeck is going to fall in the penalty area, and I can see yet another penalty. I just can't believe it. Just a little push there, and Welbeck just falls over. And then Welbeck is going to step up, and Welbeck is going to score, unfortunately. And that was in the 73rd minute, so we didn't have a lot of time to get back into the game. But I was pretty fortunate to get the ball there with Carlos Vela and then slot it in. That was a pretty lucky goal, I must admit. And that is going to be full time. And as you can see, that was my only shot on target. And then in the 120 minutes in extra time, Carlos Vela is going to head it in. And this may mean that we can pick up ourselves a win. But then pretty much straight from kickoff, he's going to go through here with Sessegnon. He's going to get a breakaway with Welbeck, but Leno is going to say, I'm going to try to clear it away. I get it away, and we pick up the win. So a nerve-wracking end there to the game. We move on into the quarterfinals of the championship, but most importantly, I feel like, was that we picked up a win there, showing that the squad can still play pretty nicely. With our new additions, Lahm and Boateng. So as you can see there, he didn't have a lot of chances into the game, but I pretty much dominated in extra time. So in the end, I think the win was deserved. But then after that, I decided to switch up the squad yet again, because there were some other players that I wanted to try out, some other formations too. Because I want to try the 4-2-2 formation here, because when I was playing with Cavani and Lacazette, those were linking up very nicely, so I feel like a 2-striker formation would be something that I would want to use again. I picked up Hangeland there and actually just quick sold him because I got 8 coins profit there. Yeah! But I was looking at Mario Götze, kind of my striker. I know it's kind of a weird option to put Götze as a striker. But unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of great strikers in the Bundesliga. There's one really strong one in Lewandowski, but he's over 100k and I can't afford him at the moment, unfortunately. So I decided to try Götze because he's got 89 dribbling, and even though he's only got 74 shooting, in that he's got 79 finishing, which is not that terrible to be completely honest. But I mainly put him in for his passing ability. He could possibly link up with Karim Benzema nicely, but that is something that we have to see for the future. So I put him in the center forward position and put that Hunter chemistry cell on him. In the center forward, he will get 8 chemistry opposed to 3 if he was a center attacking mid. And I didn't want to convert him to striker. I think my thought process at this point was that it would be too expensive, but the center forward to striker card is actually only about 800 coins. So that could have been an option to get in on 9 chemistry. But in the end, I actually decided to go out and see if I can find any managers. And eventually I pick up Khedira yet again, this time around for 5,200 coins, which is not too bad. Considering the fact that the last Khedira that I sold for 6,200 coins. So I could possibly make a little bit of profit, hopefully, if I end up selling this Khedira. But then I decided to try to find a Bundesliga manager to get Guts up to that 9 chemistry, and then just get all the other Bundesliga players up a little bit. But none of the Bundesliga managers they were all non-rare, and I wanted a rare one, so I ended up trying to pick up this Bundesliga manager league for 1200 coins. What I didn't realize is I actually already had one in my club, which I will eventually find out. So I will go into the market and try and find out how much these managers will go for. And I decided to try and find and pick up a couple of these, because the more managers you have in your club, you'll get more contracts out of your contract cards, basically. So I'm just going to pick up a couple of these, just so I have them in my club, so I can get more contracts, as I've said. And eventually, I'm going to put in the Swedish manager, Erik Hamrén here, and put the Bundesliga card on him. Anyway, that is going to be the end of the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!